Welcome to the world of urban Shaolin. Today we will be looking at the international kung fu superstar Jackie Chan. He's one of my favorite action movie stars, so it was about time I'd done a short biography on the action star. Jackie Chan was born on April 7, 1954 in British Hong Kong. At his time of birth, Hong Kong was a colony and dependent territory of the British Empire. His birth name was Chan Kong Sang. His father was Charles Chan, and his mum was Li Chan. They were refugees from the Chinese Civil War. Unfortunately, Jackie Chan's parents have since passed away. His dad passed away on February 26, 2008, aged 93, and his mum Li Chan, also known as Lil Chan, passed away on February 28, 2002, aged 85. His parents could see that Jackie was very active as a child, as he was always rolling around, and they nicknamed him Pow Pow, which in Chinese means cannonball. When he was young, both his parents worked for the French ambassador in Hong Kong. A young Jackie Chan would spend lots of time at the consul's residence in the Victoria Peak district. Jackie Chan started his education at the Na Hua Primary School on Hong Kong Island. However, he was not very successful and failed his first year. His parents decided to withdraw him from the school after his failure. Around 1960, his father got a new job for the American Embassy, which was located in Canberra, Australia. He was appointed as the head cook, which I am sure was a very important job. It seems that his parents had given up on the normal traditional type of education and decided to send him to the Peking Opera School. Peking Opera School comprises of martial arts, acrobatics and tumbling. The schools are responsible for a generation of Hong Kong stunt performers, action choreographers, actors and film directors. Jackie Chan worked hard once he was at the school and stayed there for about 10 years. I remember when Jackie Chan was interviewed by Jonathan Ross on a show titled, Son of the Incredible Strange Film Show, Jackie Chan stated that his parents had to sign a waiver that if he dies from training while at the opera school, it's okay. He also went on to say he trained from 9 a.m. till midnight every day. Jackie Chan shined at the Peking Opera School, and he became part of the Seven Little Fortunes, which is a performance group made up of the best students. His performance stage name at the time was Yuan Lo. At the stage school there were many talented individuals, and this is the place where Jackie Chan met his longtime good friends Sammo Hung and Yuan Bio. They became so close and later on in life that they would star in numerous films together and be referred to as Three Brothers or Three Dragons. His Peking Opera School is documented in the 1988 film Painted Faces. After the Peking Opera School had come to an end, which was in 1971, Jackie Chan moved to stay with his parents in Canberra, Australia. So, you may be asking how Jackie Chan acquired his first name. Well, in 1971 Jackie Chan attended Dixon College and also worked as a construction worker. He worked under the guidance of a builder named Jackie, who took him under his wing and showed him the way. Other workers nicknamed him Little Jack. After a period of time this was shortened, and they just called him the singular word Jackie. This name has now stuck with him indefinitely. Jackie Chan started starring in films in the 60s, and it was 1962 that he made his debut in the film Big and Little Wong Ting Bar. The whole film can be found on YouTube. He starred in 5 other films in the 60s and played the role as a kid in all films. They were titled The Love a Turn, The Golden Hairpin, The Story of Chin Xiang Lin, The 18 Darts Part 1 and 2, Come Drink With Me. The last film he made in the 60s was titled The Magnificent Monk. However, he did not star in the film. This was his debut as a writer. Jackie Chan signed with Chu Muse Great Earth Film Company. It was here that he started to star in films as an extra and stunt double. Jackie got to work with the legendary Bruce Lee on 2 films. In Fist of Fury he played the stunt double of the main Japanese villain Hiroshi Suzuki, who Bruce Lee kicked in the air during the final battle. He then went on to star in the classic 1973 film Enter the Dragon, which many say is the greatest martial arts movie of all time. Jackie Chan plays a henchman of the main villain Han. Jackie Chan also worked alongside the famous director John Woo as a martial arts choreographer for the film The Young Dragons, which was made in 1974. Jackie Chan eventually starred in a John Woo film titled Hand of Death, which was released in 1976. John Woo would later go on to direct some classic action films such as Hardboiled. The film was released in 1992 and stars Chow Yun-fat. John Woo also has a cameo appearance in the film as a bartender. If you like shootouts, this is one to see. This is the type of film where it's hard to keep a body count. In 1993 he then teamed up with martial artist Jean-Claude Van Damme and directed the great action film Hard Target. The film also starred Lance Henriksen, who was famous for playing Bishop in the Alien films. I really enjoyed this film and loved the slow-motion action shots which become a trademark for a John Woo film. He directed 2 big-budget Hollywood films that were very successful. The first was Face Off starring John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. This film was packed with action and great slow-flying dove moments. The other big-budget film was Mission Impossible 2, starring the famous Tom Cruise playing Ethan Hunt. In Shaolin, wouldn't men be prepared to hardly hear Jackie Chan's character talk? He has vowed not to talk until he can avenge his father. This film grew on me. There are some funny parts, especially when he's training and he keeps falling down. This film has some nice elements to it. I do like the scene where he's fighting the wooden men. They sure hit hard. After Bruce Lee died, there was a rush from all the production studios to find another Bruce Lee. This led to many fake Bruce Lee look-alikes. Some were good and some were awful. Jackie Chan had his chance as a fake Bruce Lee in a film titled New Fist of Fury, which was released in 1976. The fighting style did not really suit Jackie Chan as he was trying to mimic Bruce Lee, and the film did not perform well at the box office. In the same interview that I mentioned with Jonathan Ross, his manager Willie Chan stated that you can never beat Bruce no matter how good you are, so let's make kung fu comedy. This is the direction Jackie Chan started to do.
Nobody can be as good as Bruce. Even in reality, you can be better, you fight better, you kick better, you can never be Bruce. So let's make kung fu comedy.
During the early 70s, Jackie Chan had made quite a few films, but none were really successful, and the production company were about to give up on him. He was then loaned out to Seasonal Films for a 2-picture deal. The first film he starred in was Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. It was the directorial debut of Yuen Woo-ping. The film was a smash hit in the Hong Kong box office and made $2.7 Hong Kong million and made around $500,000 in the United States, to make a combined box office of around $3 million. If you adjust this value for inflation, that would be around $12 million in today's money. After the success of Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, he then went on to star in what I would say is his greatest film, Drunken Master. I still remember watching this for the first time when I was 11 years old and was blown away by the fight scenes and performance by Jackie Chan. He was cast with the greatest kung fu villain of all time, Huang Zhang Li. And the last fight is just mesmerizing. I must have seen it over 100 times. Also in the film is Simon Yuen, who plays the beggar Sam Seed. The film was to become Jackie Chan's biggest box office to date, making around $16.5 million. These 2 films really put Jackie on the map and his career started to elevate at a fast pace. He then released Spiritual Kung Fu. The film starred some Hong Kong classic actors such as Dean Shek and James Tien, who both went on to star in over 70 action Hong Kong type films. Half a Loaf of Kung Fu was his next film project and was released in 1978. I was not a fan of this film, but there were a few good fight scenes. Jackie Chan was really evolving in his comedy kung fu style, and it worked perfectly in the film titled The Fearless Hyena. His fighting technique against the evil kung fu master Yam Tin Fa was not only flawless but also had some great comedy elements. In 1980 he teamed up with his good Peking opera friend Yuan Bio in the film The Young Master. Jackie Chan directed and co-wrote the film alongside Edward Tang, Lau Tin Chi, and Tung Lu. The film was praised for its genius kung fu sequences and humor. The Young Master performed well at the box office, making $6.2 million. It was a big dream for Jackie Chan to make a film for the Western market, and he really focused his attention of breaking into Hollywood like Bruce Lee done in Enter the Dragon. He got the chance in the joint American and Hong Kong production film The Big Brawl, also known as Battle Creek Brawl. The film was released in 1980. In relation to profit, the film done relatively well. Its budget was $6 million and had a box office taking of $21.5 million. However, its distributor Warner Brothers were disappointed as they were expecting a similar size return that their previous film Enter the Dragon made. Enter the Dragon made $400 million from a budget of $850,000. If you adjust the inflation of box office takings for Enter the Dragon, it would be around $2 billion in 2022. He then went on to star in the big-budget Hollywood films Cannonball Run and Cannonball Run Part II. The films were successful, However, there were so many famous Hollywood actors in the film he did not really get the recognition he wanted. In Dragon Lord we see an amazing stunt at the start of the film. They are celebrating the Bun Festival. The scene could be described as a human pyramid. It was a very complex scene and took many takes and contributed to the film going over budget. The scene shows them playing a Chinese game named Jianzi. The object of the game is to keep a heavily weighted shuttlecock. I really enjoyed the end fight in this film, and you can see Jackie Chan's character really using his surroundings to his advantage. From 1983 to 1985, Jackie Chan appeared in many films with his good friends Sammo Hung and Yuen Biao. Winners and Sinners was released in 1983. I still remember renting this film at the video shop when I was 14 years old. The guy in the video shop did not want to rent it to me as it had a 15 certificate, but I told him I was a big Jackie Chan fan, and he changed his mind. Another great film he done was Project A. What a film! It had everything you can desire from a film: action, comedy and a great script. Dick Wei, who played the villain pirate chief, Lord Sam Pow, really fitted the role, and the end fight scene where he's fighting Jackie, Sammo and Yuen Biao was spectacular. He is known for playing a villain in most films and has starred in over 100 films. In 1984 he released Wheels on Meals. Jackie Chan, Yuen Biao and Sammo Hung put together a great performance. They went all out with the comedy in this film, and it worked beautifully. Also starring in the film is Lola Forner. She was crowned Miss Spain in 1979. She had a very small role in Project AA playing the general's daughter. She would later go on to star in Armour of God. In My Lucky Stars we get to see Jackie Chan's character Muscles fight in an Arale Norimaki outfit. My Lucky Stars came with the humor, and the fight scenes were world-class. Jackie Chan is reunited with many of the cast from My Lucky Stars in the film titled Twinkle, Twinkle Lucky Stars. The fight in the warehouse is one of my favorite fight scenes. There are some superb kicks, and the fight choreography is insane. All of these films performed well and had great action and comedy elements to them. Many martial arts film critics state that the Jackie Chan fight in Meals on Wheels against Benny Urquidez is the best fight ever caught on camera. Heart of the Dragon, also known as The First Mission, is quite a dramatic film. There is elements of comedy in it, but most of the film is serious and the ending is pretty sad. Sammo Hung also stars in the film, however, don't expect any fighting from him. He plays Danny, a grown adult that acts like a 10-year-old. There are not much fight scenes in this film as they wanted to concentrate more on the drama of the film. 2 fight scenes were edited out of the film for most versions released, but they can be found on the Japanese version. There is a small appearance from Lam Ching Ying seen here with Jackie Chan's character. He's in my favorite film The Prodigal Son. He plays the character Lung Yi Tai, a kung fu master that somehow ends up in great trouble with the wrong people, and they want him dead. In this scene he is wearing the beige outfit. He's fighting Frankie Chan's character in Gai Fei. Well, of course I needed to add a clip of this film. If you have not seen this film, you're missing out. Be prepared for a great story, humor and amazing action sequences. Sammo Hung and Yuen Biao also star in the film. The last fight with Yuen Biao's character and Frankie Chan's character is flawless. You get to see the Wing Chun technique at its finest. We also witness the true agility of Sammo Hung. In this scene, check out his flips, which are done with sheer perfection. Sammo Hung is just genius. He's been in over 230 films as he started his career as a child actor. He's still going strong and has many new projects for 2023. Jackie Chan had another attempt to break into Hollywood with the film The Protector. It was released in 1985 and was regarded as a failure for him to penetrate the US market. However, the film did inspire him to make Police Story, and he decided to focus more on Hong Kong-produced films. Police Story is such a good film. This was the first modern-type Jackie Chan film I watched. I must have been about 12 years old when I watched this film. The massive car chase through the shanty town at the start of the film was crazy, as the shanty town was made just to be destroyed by the car chase. There were great comedy elements in this film. There were also multiple versions that had different cuts. The UK and US version had some comedy scenes removed to make it more appealing to the Western audience. Jackie Chan done so many great stunts in this film. The end shopping mall fight scene was amazing. So much broken glass. The film crew actually nicknamed the film The Glass Story because of so much glass that was used. Jackie Chan received second-degree burns while sliding down the pole with lights, and a dislocation of his pelvis once he landed at the bottom. Armour of God was released in 1986. The film could be described as the martial arts version of the Indiana Jones films. The film has the stunt that could have ended Jackie Chan's life and resulted to him now having a hole in his head.
Oh yeah, there's a hole. There's a hole in your head.
The end fight with the Amazonian women was unique and different to what the audience normally saw. They really gave Jackie Chan's character Asian Hawk a run for his money. He done a sequel titled Project A2. It was a shame that he did not reunite with Sammo Hung and Yuen Biao for the project. However, it was still a good film, with the usual humor and great fight scenes. For the kung fu enthusiasts, they would have noticed Lee Hoi Sang, who was cast in the film. He plays a villain in the film. He was famous for playing Iron Fist from the classic film Warriors II. In this classic scene we see Iron Fist fight Casanova Wong's character, Cashier Y, in a thrilling fight. Another old-school classic villain in the film is Wang Longwei. He is on the left side of the screen wearing brown. He starred in numerous kung fu films, often playing the bad guy. Here is a classic scene with him in Return to the 36 Chambers, also starring the great Gordon Liu. Another sequel that was released was Police Story 2. There were some epic fight scenes in this film. We all remember the triple kick Jackie Chan sustained. The fight in the park was superb. So many weapons involved and lots of park furniture for Jackie Chan to jump around and create an exceptional fight scene. In 1989 we see Jackie Chan going Godfather style in the film Miracles. I have to admit, the first time watching this film I was not a fan. But after rewatching it I really enjoyed it. The famous trio were reunited again in Dragons Forever. We get to see Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Yuen Biao fight together. I just wish the fight went on for longer. It was great to see Jackie Chan to team up with Benny Urquidez for another legendary fight scene. Dragons Forever is a great film. I really enjoyed Yuen Biao's strange and interesting character, and the final fight scene in the drug factory was magnificent. Wow, what a punch! In the 90s Jackie Chan was working extensively hard and released some good quality films such as Armour of God II, Operation Condor. The film had some great comical fight scenes. The scene where Jackie Condor is hiding the drinking water in the desert is hilarious. He then went on to continue with the Police Story franchise and released Police Story 3 Super Cop. He teams up with Michelle Yeoh. There were some great stunts in this film. The film was successful and had a budget of $900,000 and made $31 million. Michelle Yeoh would later on release many films, including the Oscar winner Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The cinematography for this film was absolutely amazing. I still remember watching this film in the cinema, and how excited I was watching the flawless weapons fight scene. In 2022 she released the crazy out there film Everything Everywhere All at Once, which also stars Jamie Lee Curtis from the Halloween franchise. You're going to really like this film or really hate it. I was a fan of the film as it's so quirky and weird. Twin Dragons was his next film project. We get to see two Jackie Chan characters as he plays both twins in the film. Maybe Jackie Chan got inspiration from this film from Jean-Claude Van Damme, as he released a film where he plays twins in 1991 titled Double Team. In City Hunter Jackie Chan plays tribute to the famous video game Street Fighter II. We get to see him playing various Street Fighter characters while his fighting martial artist Gary Daniels. Street Fighter was a game changer for arcade games and it introduced us to great characters like Ryu, Ken and Bison. I was very surprised when Drunken Master II was released, as it was so long ago that the first film came out. What a great film it turned out to be. The drunken technique was superb, and the last fight was just as good as the previous film. Watching Jackie Chan's character Wang Fei Hung crawl on hot coal in a scene looked extremely painful. The film Thunderbolt was released in 1995 and was based around the motorsport of auto racing. We get to see some great fight scenes, and my favorite is the car garage fight scene. I'm so happy they did not damage the red Lamborghini Countach in the background. He then went on to make Rumble in the Bronx, which was released in Hong Kong in 1995. I still remember reading an article stating that on its opening weekend in America it was #1 in the box office, grossing $858,000. The film was released on U.S. soil in 1996 and had a U.S. box office earnings of around $32 million. It seemed that Jackie Chan had finally broken through to Hollywood. The film had a budget between $7.5 million and $13 million and made $76 million worldwide. He then went on to do another police story film titled Police Story 4 First Strike. The stunts were getting bigger in these films, and the fight where Jackie Chan's character is fighting with the ladder is choreography at its finest. He then went on to do his first film scripted and shot in English, titled Mr. Nice Guy. In the same year he would release another film that was shot in English titled, Who Am I? It seemed at this stage Jackie Chan was really focusing on the Western market to increase his presence. One show I was surprised to see him in was the Martin Lawrence show. He had a very quick appearance at the start of the show of Season 5, Episode 10.
Jackie Chan! Well, Merry Christmas, man!
Happy Kwanzaa! I'm looking for Shinene.
During the early 1990s, Def Jam was introducing the world to some great comedians. Chris Tucker was one of them, and he started to become a household name. He got a lot of recognition after starring in the Ice Cube comedy film Friday. In 1998, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan were cast in the film Rush Hour. The film received good reviews and really put Jackie Chan into the Hollywood limelight. The dynamic duo made a great cop-buddy relationship on screen, and the humor and action sequences were great. I still remember watching this in cinema and enjoyed the film so much and was captivated by their on-screen chemistry. There were some great one-liners such as,
"Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? This is the United States of James Carter now. I'm the president, I'm the emperor, I'm the king. I'm Michael Jackson, you Tito. You don't know who you messing with. I'm gonna knock that yellow. Which one of y'all kicked me?"
and the line from Rush Hour 2.
I'll bitch slap you back to Africa.
Oh, you will? Yeah. Well, come on, let me see that. Come on, I wanna see you do that.
The film was so successful they made 2 sequels, Rush Hour 2 and Rush Hour 3. All films had a combined box office taking of around $850 million. In 1999 he released the action comedy flick Gorgeous starring the late Bradley James Allen. He was well known to Jackie Chan as he worked for his stunt team in Hong Kong on many of his films. Later on, he would work on many Hollywood films as a stunt and action coordinator. He worked on films such as Kick-Ass, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the 2010 version, I Am Number 4, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Bradley James Allen contributed hugely to the action film industry. He will definitely be missed. From the 2000s, Jackie Chan then went on to release quite a few Hollywood-produced films. In Shanghai Noon, he teams up with Owen Wilson in a buddy-type cop relationship. The film also stars Lucy Liu. This was a good film and performed well at the box office, making $99.3 million on a budget of $55 million. In 2001 he released The Accidental Spy, which was filmed in various locations such as Seoul, Hong Kong, and Turkey. The film was produced by the legendary Raymond Chow and Jackie Chan. Even though the film is a Hong Kong production, a lot of the dialogue is in English. His film budget started to get bigger. It seemed Hollywood could not get enough of Jackie Chan. In 2002 he released Tuxedo. The film also starred Jennifer Love Hewitt. She was a famous teen star and gained a lot of recognition in the film I Know What You Did Last Summer. The tuxedo scenes were pretty funny and Jackie Chan's character really pulled it off for cool tricks and stunts while wearing the tuxedo. His next film was Shanghai Knights, which was a follow-up to Shanghai Noon. Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson reprised their roles, and the lead female actress is played by Fan Wong. The audience were definitely treated in this film, as we get to see Jackie Chan's character, Chan Wang, battle it out with Donnie Yen's character, Wu Chao. Donnie Yen has done numerous kung fu films. I really liked him in the old-school film Tiger Cage 2 where he's fighting Michael Woods. What a great fight. Michael can sure move fast even though he's such a big guy. In Iron Monkey we see Donnie Yen yet again representing his martial arts skills at such a high caliber. The first time watching this film I was blown away by the fight scenes. This is definitely a must-watch film. He then released The Medallion, which did not perform well at the box office, and did not manage to recoup its budget. The film's budget was $35 to $41 million, and it made $34 million in box office sales. The film also stars one of my favorite stand-up comedians, Lee Evans. In 2004 he released Around the World in 80 Days. We get to see the Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger star in the film. The budget of this film was huge at $110 million and only recouped $72 million in box office takings.
I'll be back.
Another police story was on the horizon, and in 2004 he released New Police Story. This was actually a reboot of the franchise. This film seemed more grittier than the other films in the franchise. I really liked the concept, and the end fight was similar to the first film, lots of fights and stunts, however this time the setting is in a toy exhibition center. In 2005 he starred in the action fantasy film, The Myth. This was set during the Qin dynasty which lasted from 221 BC to 206 BC. I really loved the set designs and the costumes for this film. David Cornelius from A Film Critic gave the film 4 out of 5 stars and congratulated Jackie Chan on finding time to fly back home to make such a good film. He did however criticize Jackie Chan's Rush Hour films and was quoted saying they were mediocre. We get to see Jackie Chan play a professional burglar in the film Robin Hood, which I guess is a play on the film title Robin Hood. He took a step on the wild side from always playing the goody character to playing a negative character. We also get to see his good friend Yuan Biao as he is also cast in the film. I would describe the film as an action comedy. Benny Chan directed the film. He also directed 3 other Jackie Chan films, Who Am I?, The New Police Story, and the film Shaolin. Rush Hour 3 was released in 2007 with an extensively high budget of between $125 to $140 million. The film was not as good as the previous Rush Hour films, but it was still good and full of some very comedic moments. So will there be a Rush Hour 4? I guess we will have to wait and see. In 2008 he released the big-budget film The Forbidden Kingdom, with an estimated budget of $50 million. We get to see Jackie Chan and Jet Li in the same film. I was very eager to see this film as always wanted to see Jackie Chan and Jet Li fight against each other. Jet Li had a very successful career in Hong Kong and he also managed to crack Hollywood. I really liked him in Once Upon a Time in China Part 2. The last film he made was back in 2020 in the film version of the Disney animated film Mulan. You know you're on the Hollywood elite list when you star in a DreamWorks animation picture, and in 2008 Jackie Chan got his chance when he starred in the animated film Kung Fu Panda. He played the voice of the Master Monkey. The film was extremely successful which led the production company making Part 2 and 3. Part 4 is scheduled for release in 2024 and Jackie Chan voices the Master Monkey in all films. Shinjuku Incident was released in 2009. It's a crime film and has quite a bit of violence in it. He plays the character Steelhead/Nick. Because of the film's violence, the director Derek Yee decided to not release the film in mainland China. What I found surprising is mainland China has no motion picture rating system, so therefore all films released must therefore be deemed suitable by Chinese censors for all audiences. 2010s he continued his Hollywood success and starred in the film The Spy Next Door. Little Big Soldier was his next film release. It is set during the Warring States period of China. This occurred during the period circa 475 to 221 BC. Get ready to see lots of old-school type costumes and great scenery. Jackie Chan plays the character Big Soldier, and his task is to capture and bring a rival general back to his own state in order to get a big reward. He then starred alongside Will Smith's son in the remake of Karate Kid. I really enjoyed this film and thought they both had good on-screen presence. I am really hoping that they do a part 2. I remember watching an interview about how he got the part for Karate Kid.
No, Jackie, I want you to do the Karate Kid. I said, okay. Who's the teacher? I thought I'm the Karate Kid. I already forget how old I am.
Jackie Chan remained very busy with a brief appearance in the film Shaolin. Although his appearance was brief, we get to see him unleash his kung fu skills, which is always entertaining. The audience is transported back in time for his next film role, titled 1911. It is set during the 1911 Revolution in China. This is a great-looking visual film with all the right elements that make great cinematography. The battle scenes were great, and I really enjoyed them. However, many critics stated that the screenplay and depiction of the revolution is not accurate. He then decided to go back to one of his franchise films and made the third installment of the Armour of God film titled CZ-12, also known as Chinese Zodiac. Also in the film is Song Langson. She plays the character Bonnie. She has also appeared in other Jackie Chan films such as Police Story 2013, Skiptrace, and Railroad Tigers. In 2013, Jackie Chan decided to do another police story film titled Police Story 2013. However, this film was a standalone film, so it's not related to the other police story films. It's even grittier than the predecessor films and has less of the comedic tone of the other films in the franchise. Currently to date, Jackie Chan has done 6 police story films. Jackie Chan teamed up with John Cusack in the big-budget film Dragon Blade. Dragon Blade had a lot of mixed reviews by the critics, but one thing they did agree on was that the fight sequences were spectacular. I still remember John Cusack fighting Benny Urquidez. What a cool fight it was. Can you guess the name of the film before the countdown reaches 0? The answer is Grosse Pointe Blank. Jackie Chan would then release another animated film titled Monkey King, Hero is Back. The animation in this film is superb and the film was very entertaining. It was a huge success and made $153 million in box office sales with a budget of $16 million. At the time of its release, which was in 2015, it had the highest box office takings in China for an animated film. We all remember the TV show Jackass.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
So much crazy things happened on that show. Well, in 2016 we get to see Jackie Chan and the co-creator of Jackass, Johnny Knoxville, in the film Skiptrace. This is a fun film and is very much a buddy-type action comedy film. The film performed well at the box office, making $136 million on a budget between $30 to $60 million. I quite enjoyed the humor and stunt action sequences. So, if you're looking for a fun action film to watch, this is the one for you. Kung Fu Yoga is an action-adventure type film. We get to see Jackie Chan's character hang out with a lion in a jeep. This is a fun movie with lots of action and expensive stunts. The film was released in 2017 and made $257 million from a budget of $65 million. Jackie then had the opportunity to be cast in a film titled The Foreigner with former Bond star Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan was the 5th person to play James Bond and he starred in 4 James Bond films. This film was pretty serious and was very different to Jackie Chan's normal action-type comedy films. As an actor, you never know when the next movie bomb is coming, and it happened to Jackie Chan in the 2017 film release Bleeding Steel. Namiya is a supernatural type of film. It was released in 2017. The film is derived from the book Miracles of the Namiya General Store. Jackie Chan's character is Namiya, and he is the owner of a store where 3 runaways shack up and mysterious things start to happen. The Night of Shadows, Between Yin and Yang, is a spectacular fantasy film. Get ready to be lost in a world that looks visually stunning. Jackie Chan's character is Pu Songling. He's a demon hunter. He's on a mission with his protege to track down a beast that has entered the human dimension. Another film bomb was on the way when Jackie Chan was cast again with the Terminator actor Arnold Schwarzenegger in the weird Russian fantasy adventure film V2, Journey to China. The film is also known as Iron Mask or the Iron Mask in English-speaking countries. The film also starred the late Rutger Hauer, who was known for his role playing Roy Batty in Blade Runner.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
To give you an idea of how much the film flopped, it had a production cost of $48 million and only made $8.7 million in box office takings. He then starred in The Climbers, which was released in 2019. He plays the role of Old Yang Guang. The film tells the real-life expedition of 2 generations of Chinese mountaineers to ascend Mount Everest. The film was a success and was praised for its great visuals. In 2020, Jackie Chan worked again with director Stanley Tong, whom he had previously done many films with. The film was titled Vanguard but had some release problems due to the COVID pandemic. It was finally released on September 30, 2020. He made a cameo role in 2 films released in 2021 titled All You Need Is Love and Good Night Beijing. We hope you enjoyed our selection of some of the many Jackie Chan films released. So, what films will Jackie Chan be starring in for 2023? He has 4 films in post-production that he is involved with. They are titled Snafu, Ride On, The Diary, Home Operation. Jackie Chan has had an extensive film career with over 60 years of working in the film industry. He has achieved numerous awards such as Academy Awards, MTV Movie Awards, People's Choice Awards, Golden Horse Film Festival, Kids' Choice Awards, Hong Kong Film Awards. and has been added to the Hollywood Walk of Fame on 7007 Hollywood Boulevard. Well, thanks for watching our video. We really appreciate you taking time to consume our content. These videos do take a while, so please like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. Well, bye for now and hope to see you on the next video.